What's up, guys? I'm going to share with you the 3 keys to the mindset of the rich. What does Elon Musk and Warren Buffett and all of the other billionaires know and think differently than, say, someone who's making $30,000 a year? I'm going to share with you some of those secrets, the top 3 particularly today. Number 1 is a shift of thinking. You know, a lot of us were raised without a lot of money, or at least for me, I was raised without much money. Therefore, that's what I thought was normal. I thought making money was difficult, and I realized that it's not difficult, it's only different. Once you get the mindset shift and realize that anything is possible, belief in yourself and belief in what works and what's possible, everything begins to change. To get jammed up in what used to be, to get jammed up in how our previous life has been, does not have to determine what the next 5 years is like. The next 5 years can be totally different than the last 5 with some minor shifts. You know, minor shifts leads to major change when you do them consistently. Not too long ago, with my amazing friend and business partner, Leo Valentino, got me into the gym, to working out. In 90 days, in less than 3 months, I lost 40 pounds. And I'd done that because I made minor changes in eating habits and in the vitamins I was taking, and frankly in my lifestyle, in my working out. Yet there wasn't a lot of change that happened, but a lot of change happened. It was because of small, consistent changes. Regardless of what it is in your life that you want to change, shift your mindset, shift your belief, and shift your habits slightly, and watch everything begin to shift. You know, every single year that comes and goes, we set objectives, or we set goals, or we set ideas that we want to accomplish, except what's the difference between when we accomplish those and when we don't? Ask yourself that question for a moment. When I had an idea that I wanted to accomplish, or a thing I wanted to accomplish, and I did it, what did I do differently than when I had an idea or thing I wanted to accomplish and I didn't do it? Well, you probably know the answer. Maybe one you was passionate about and one you wasn't, except small habit changes lead to massive results. So shift your life, shift your mindset, shift your belief around what works. And when it comes to making a lot of money, I want to make mention that to me it's not just about the money we make. To be a millionaire or even a billionaire is not the ultimate success. A lot of people think that making a lot of money will solve all the challenges, except it solves most challenges, but not all. The main thing that has to be solved is this right here, the 6 inches of real estate between our ears. And whenever that gets fixed, everything changes. Our relationship with money changes, our mindset around money changes, our life begins to change. And to me, money is nothing more than energy that gives us freedom to live the life of our dreams. Now, for some people, that's an extra $30,000 a month. For some, that's $3,000 or $5,000 a month. And for others, that's several $100,000 a month. And regardless of where you fall in that category, the objective is to get to that freedom, that level of freedom to do what you want, go where you want, when you want, stay however long you want, don't have to worry about a darn thing. Now, as that shifts, everything begins to change in our life, and we begin to say, oh my goodness, this is not that difficult, it's only different. In fact, when more money begins to come into your life and you become someone who attracts money rather than chasing it, your life becomes much different and even easier in some ways, I might add. Something else that rich people do different, that is, they don't listen to broke people tell them how to get rich. Now, you may chuckle hearing that, except it's true because so many people out there have so much advice for us every single day. You're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through Instagram, and you see hundreds of ads. You're scrolling through YouTube and things pop up. I want you to focus clearly on what works for you. What do I mean by that? Not everyone is what they say they are. I'll put it that way. And when it comes time to vetting your guidance, your mentor, those people who you allow to speak into your life, the podcasts you listen to, the YouTube channels you watch, make sure you're vetting those people. Make sure you're listening to people and seeing if it sets well with you and it resonates or it does not. Because we all have those maybe family members or friends or somebody we grew up with that always has feedback for us, and it doesn't serve us and it doesn't serve them. Sometimes it's worth exactly what we pay for it. Nothing. It comes into our life and it does nothing more than destroy our belief in ourselves and destroy our belief in what's possible. Don't listen to broke people tell you how to get rich. Find someone who's done what you're looking to do, or at least closer to that mark than you are, and begin to integrate and follow exactly what they have done. I have a belief that if you do what someone else has done, you're likely to get similar results. So when I started, that meant that I found a millionaire who had bought thousands of houses and I began duplicating exactly what he said to do, which is exactly how I bought 50 houses in 52 weeks at 22 years old. And still to this day, nearly a decade later, still continue to buy several houses every single month. Because I took what someone was doing that was working, I duplicated it, and then of course once I got good at it, I began to add additional ways in and creative to create my own style, to create my own deals, to create my own business. And so as this happens for you, I want you to watch closely who you're listening to. Let what comes into your life actually be to benefit and grow you. And when things are coming into your life that do none of that, make sure you whack it. Because when it comes into your life and it does nothing but cause our mind to go, well, does this really work for me? Maybe I can't really make the money I want to. Maybe I can't really get the time freedom I want to. We begin to doubt ourselves. We begin to doubt our world around us, and we begin to doubt everything that we begin to believe is true. You know, I remember going to a seminar, my very first real estate seminar. I spent 4 days with a multimillionaire who had changed so many lives, and I was sold and I was all in, and I borrowed the money to join the coaching program, and I was come home all excited. Thankfully, I had supportive people around me who were excited with me, except I still remember telling one person what I had done, and his response was, be careful, be careful. Yet this person was nowhere near in life where I wanted to be. Nothing against him, except he did not have the life that I desired, and I could have chose to listen to him. So you know what, maybe this won't work for me. Instead though, I chose to not tell most of the people I was around, quite frankly, what I was doing, and just go put it to work, begin to integrate it, begin to follow and copy the pattern that the person who I chose to listen to, my very first mentor was Ron LeGrand. Some of you may know him. And I began to listen to him, and everything in my world began to change. Don't listen to broke people tell you how to get rich. Watch someone who is where you want to be or closer to where you want to be than you are, and integrate, follow what they're doing, duplicate it, and watch your life begin to change. Now that leads us to this point. Your success will be determined on the time between your idea and your implementation. When you come across an idea, something happens. You, oh my goodness, I want to buy real estate. I want to do Amazon drop shipping. I want to do whatever it is that you want to do. And it doesn't matter, except while some are still thinking about it, others are already implementing. What the rich people do that others don't is they implement fast, and they begin with the end in mind. Beginning with the end in mind is absolutely key to accomplishing the end result you desire. What does that end result look like? What does time freedom look like to you? Pick a number. Is it $3,000 a month? Is it $10,000 a month? What if it's $1 million a month? It doesn't matter. No matter how ridiculous it sounds, pick your number and decide what that is for you, because when you begin at a subconscious level to believe that it can be true for you, your conscious mind begins to go, not, is this possible? How do I get there? And everything begins to change. The whole world opens up to you. Before long, the right YouTube video pops up. Before long, the right Instagram video pops up. Before long, a advertisement comes to you, and it's exactly what you've been looking for. It's the exact thing that you needed to help you get from idea to implementation. Implement quickly. If you're taking notes, write that down. Implement quickly is key to massive success. At 22 years old, I didn't know really what I was doing. I started at 21 and bought my very first deal. Made $3,000. Didn't know how to do it, didn't know really anything about real estate, except I duplicated what I was told to do, and it worked rapidly, and I began to get checks. Everything changed. Why? Because I implemented quickly. What is walking by faith? It is taking step one before you know what step two is. And so be okay with that. Implement quickly. Say, this is what I need to do. I'm taking step one. I'll figure out step two later. As entrepreneurs, as people of wealth, we say yes now, and then we figure out how. Everything begins to shift. As your mindset begins to shift, the whole world around you begins to change as you see it in a different perspective, and you realize that the world is your oyster. You can have everything you ever wanted. All it requires is a minor shift, a minor change, listening to the right advice, to the right people, and implementing quickly. You are loved. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again on the next video.